Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Well, it's hot in Texas. It's not really news to most people. Well, today is the day before processing day for our 35 meat chickens. And just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about raising meat chickens on a small property. So if you watch our channel, you may already know we live on 1 acre of property, and we are currently raising the most meat chickens we've ever raised, which is 35. And that can be done on a small piece of property, and we're doing it a little bit differently than some of the traditional farmer, homesteader type people. And I just want to talk to y'all about how we're doing it. First, we're raising ginger broilers. We've raised some other variations or different breeds before. All these dudes are crowing. And we didn't choose to grow this specific breed this year. We were forced to, just some of the hatcheries were out. So we just did some research on what they had, and this is what we came up with. We did order mostly roosters, as you can hear, because they get bigger. But let me feed them real quick. Shannon was out here about an hour ago and fed them, and they're acting kind of hungry. So I'm gonna give them a little feed and we'll keep talking. So guys, as you can see right now, they are currently, we have them, we don't use the Premier One fencing for chickens. In my opinion, it's way overpriced, and in our situation it's not needed, so we just use this green plastic fence. And what we use for a dog run for them is this dog kennel or dog panels that we put together. So this is a kit that you would buy from Tractor Supply or Academy to put a dog in, dog run, whatever you want to call it. That's what we use to keep them in, and we've used that pretty much since they came out of the brooder. That's what they've been in. And when they were really small, they were just in there. I'll show y'all kind of what we did. We just took some 2x4s and a heavy-duty tarp, and then just built a roof over the top of this, and it locks up. We put some real fine plastic netting around to keep any critters out, especially when they were smaller. And we kind of, I was talking to Shannon last night, and I kind of, this is very similar to a horse stall, and as far as how we treat it. We put shavings in there, and we clean it out every week or every 4 or 5 days, depending on how dirty it gets. And we just rake all those shavings out, throw them in a bucket, carry them to our garden, and put some fresh shavings in there. And there has been a few times where it's gotten away from us and we went a little bit too long without cleaning it, and we'll put lime, like crushed lime, down on the ground in there. You can get that at your local feed store as well, and that just absorbs a lot of the moisture and it keeps it dry in a clean environment for them. There's no trees in this area, so we've got some tarps that you can tell are starting to fall apart. We're gonna, after we process them tomorrow, those tarps will be taken up and thrown away. This plastic fencing here, we got that super cheap on Amazon. We got 100 foot of it, and this is only maybe 30-40 feet. And the same thing with that, we're probably just gonna throw it away. So for this part, we're fortunate that we have a decent fence around most of our property, and being able to section them off in this one area was beneficial to us. If you don't have that, you may have to get a little more of the plastic fencing to be able to make that happen. But again, it's not expensive. And as you can tell, I mean, they're dropping a lot of feathers. They do, if we put them on much smaller of an area, they would tear the grass up a little bit. So that's why we have them on a big piece of property, and the rest of our property our laying hens run on. So Let me kind of show y'all what we did when they were younger as they graduated up. So like I said, we started them out in this little dog run with the little makeshift roof we built on there. It has a backside on it as well. We always put that on the north or west side to prevent any rain or anything coming in. Started them out in there. We have more of these little panels, probably 8 or 10 more. When they got big enough, we felt like they were ready to come out of just this covered run. We put all those panels together and made a long, really long run on the back of our property along that back fence back there. And that allowed them to stretch their legs a little bit. And it wasn't long at all, and they outgrew that. So we took those down, and then we moved them to where they're at now, and they've been here ever since then. Now you'll notice there are some gray and black colored birds in here. I don't know where the other ones are at. Those are, there's 5 or 6 laying hens that Shanna bought from the hatchery as well that we're raising with these birds, and coming this weekend we're going to start introducing them to our laying hen flock. Another thing we do, we have the tarps, obviously I showed y'all. When the sun gets up, those will be shaded fairly well. We have a fan running over there for them, and 2 5-gallon waterers. I've made my own waterers before. I think, in my opinion, it's just as easy to go buy them, and it doesn't cost that much more. They're drinking through 10 gallons of water a day. Basically, we're filling it up every evening. And we bought these birds back in the spring, and we lost a handful very early on, and we were very worried about how hardy they are. But we've been experiencing 105 to 107 degree days for the last week or so, and we have not lost one bird. Last year we did. We raised a different breed, and I can't remember what the breed is off the top of my head, but we had more problem with them with the heat. So these seem to be pretty hardy, especially with the heat. I'll get y'all a little bit farther back view. That little area we have them in is, we live on an acre of property, and it's a small, very small portion. There's a lot of property on the other side of the house, but still a lot of property left to use. So I will tell you this, I made a similar video recently on us raising our feeder pig, which we raise basically 1 per year and we keep them in a penned in area on the back side of that garden shed back there. And I made a similar video, and I said the same thing on that video. People may ask how much feed do we feed them? How much feed are they going through? I can tell you that we're feeding them, that scoop I used earlier, we're feeding them 6 of those scoops a day, going into about 7 or 8. They're getting more hungry. So, but as far as like a price on what we spent, I can't tell you. I don't know how much money we have invested into these chickens. I know it's a lot. I know it may be as much as if you were just to go buy the chicken at the store. But we know, same thing with our pig, very similar situation. We don't keep track of them, of what it costs. It costs what it costs, and we pay for it, and that's just part of our, we just like we got to pay to put gas in a vehicle, we got to pay to put, get feed for the animals. We kind of do this. We've gotten things lined out better with just learning over the years, but we raise all of our animals and try to have every animal that we're going to harvest for meat harvested by summertime, by the beginning of summertime, so that we're not raising them in the heat. And that's what we've done on these. But guys, the other thing that we may get asked is, why are we not doing the traditional chicken tractor where we keep them in there and we move the chicken tractor every day or every couple days? And for us, we've tried that before in the past, and we didn't like it. It didn't work for us. It's much easier just to clean out their little pen every week or two, and that's all we have to do. I do think when we built the chicken tractor, we probably didn't build it the best way. I think there are some versions out there that make them easier to move. Ours was difficult to move, and we would get, it would get, when the chicks were small, getting their feet hung underneath the edge when you move it, and trying to move it by yourself was a pain, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I've seen some since then that I think would work better, but this is a system we like. I think next year we're gonna do something similar. I don't think we're gonna go with 35 birds. I think 35 was a bit much. I think last year we did about 15. May do somewhere in the middle, maybe 20, something like that, 25 next time. But I do think, I think it's worth it so far. We're gonna use our yard bird plucker that Yardbird sent us tomorrow when we harvest these birds. If anybody is curious about that, go check them out. We did a review video on the channel, or like an unboxing video, and then tomorrow we're gonna show that thing in action. We got some friends coming in from Oklahoma to help us, and we're excited about it. So y'all watch for that video coming up soon. All right, y'all, one last thing before I end the video. If y'all would, if you don't already know, we slightly changed the name of this channel to better represent what we're doing. We just dropped the homestead off of the channel name. We feel that's better for us. And then we did start a second channel where we're going to capture more of our outdoor activities. We capture some of it on this channel, but we do a lot of outdoor stuff, and our outdoor videos on this channel don't always do great. So we wanted to start a second channel to capture that. So we do a lot of archery, we do a lot of, we own a taxidermy business, we do a lot of hunting, fishing, camping, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna be putting a lot of that. We'll still show some on this channel, but we're gonna be putting a lot more than we would on this channel onto that channel. So y'all go check it out. The link is in the description. There's another channel with the same name. It's Top Pen Outdoors. I'll put a logo of our new channel right here. That's the logo you need to look for, and I'll put a link in the description. All you gotta do is just click on it, go over there, hit like. If you guys just want to watch this channel and don't want to keep up with two channels, I don't blame you, and you're not gonna miss anything on this channel. It's gonna be pretty much the same as you've always seen it, minus most of the taxidermy stuff and some of the outdoor stuff, but everything else will be the same people, same thing going on, and a whole lot more over there. If you're into that kind of thing, like I said, go click on that link down below, go check it out. We would really appreciate it. Hope this encourages any of y'all to go raise your own meat chickens. It's very doable. It's not crazy expensive. It's, you know, there is an investment on some of this stuff if you don't already have it, but I would encourage you to look for, you know, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, things like that, where you can find the things you need, the materials to do something similar to what we're doing, discounted or even free, and think outside the box. You know, the tarps we have over there, we get them at Harbor Freight literally for like $3. So and then as far as the feed, that's something you can save up the feed or budget for, you know, ahead of time to be able to prepare for that. So yeah, hope this encourages y'all. Y'all stay tuned. Like I said, next couple videos you're gonna see, we're gonna be harvesting these guys. We're gonna do a brine on them for a couple days after we harvest them. Then they're gonna go in our freezer, and our freezer is very, very full right now. We're very fortunate, and that's a good position for us to be in. That's something we strive for. So, and we hope that y'all can strive to do that as well. So thank y'all for watching. Please leave us a comment below. What do you think? And we'll see y'all again.